EV Comply, simplifying your charge point installations.
Hello you, a brand new month. It's the 2nd of April and this is your latest EV news brought to you directly from EV Comply. Starting this week with an announcement, BP Pulse has a new partnership with the EV network, which will significantly expand its ultra-fast EV charging infrastructure. EVN is an EV charging infrastructure development company helping bridge the gap between landlords and charge point operators in rolling out a network of rapid and ultra-fast EV chargers and charging infrastructure in the UK. Matteo Dorenzi, CEO of BP Pulse, said we're taking another step forward in our commitment to make ultra-fast charging widely accessible across the UK, including in an easy off-the-reach motorway network. These new hubs will complement BP Pulse's existing plans to expand the number of ultra-fast chargers on BP's forecourts, and it's exciting to be launching this new additional option for drivers. So it's being said that BMW has timed its shift to electric cars well, and its upcoming products will reverse the perception the automaker is behind on the electrification and could make its stocks compete with the likes of Tesla. Now, CEO Oliver says there is a perception that we took a break, but we actually didn't take a break. It sounds like Friends, doesn't it? We were on a break. You know what they say, timing is everything, but they also say you can't aboard a ship that's already set sail. So let's just see where BMW take this. We all know that EV is the future, so it's incredibly important that this is placed within the learning system. Now, 30 UK universities have an excellent commitment to sustainability transport infrastructure. According to a new data published by money.co.uk, the researchers examined more than 100 UK higher education institutes to find those that are leading the way in sustainable travel and electric vehicle infrastructure. Each campus was graded on the number of bicycle spaces and the number of EV charging points compared to a regular car parking space. Now, out of 101 universities in the study, there were 30 that showed excellent commitment to sustainable transport based on the league's criteria. Now, these included Arbertay University, the University of Bath, Bristol, Dundee, Leeds, Sheffield, St Andrews, University College London, Glasgow University and St George's University. Continuing on the lines of research, the government has announced over 30 million of investment for battery technology, the EV supply chain and hydrogen vehicles will be going ahead. Minister for Investment Jerry Grimstone 3 days ago announced that 22 studies will receive a share of 9.4 million, including Haydale's composite solution, which is looking into hydrogen storage. Additionally, the Faraday Institution has committed to a 22.6 million programme of work to improve the safety, reliability and sustainability of batteries. This is also going to include the investigation of the root causes of cell failure in lithium-ion batteries and how this can lead to fires, as well as the environmental consequences of such fires. In other news, Seat is planning to launch an all-electric urban EV in 2025. It will be here before we know it, with a price tag between $17,000 and $22,000. Now, talks on whether the new car will be branded as Seat or Cupra are ongoing, with the president Wayne Griffiths outlining at the brand's annual results conference that a decision on this has not yet been made. So we don't know about the brand, but we do know that the pricing is brilliant because, of course, the government did announce on the 18th of March that they were cutting the car grants from £3,000 to £2,500. So consumers purchasing an EV that costs more than 35 grand will now no longer qualify for a financial incentive, which was previously available on all electric vehicles costing up to £50,000. The change has come into immediate effect and it has caused for the big brands to sit up and listen. So BMW are cutting their prices as a result, so people can still qualify for the new EV grants. So the entry-level i3 and i3S are trimmed so you can retain the buyer access to $2,500 and receive the government handout. So we're firmly in April, and at the start of this week, Volkswagen accidentally published a press release that announced the pending name change to reflect the EV changes in the car industry. Now, they claimed to be changing the name of its US business to Volkswagen. Do you get it? As in electric volts? We think that's genius here at EV Comply, honestly. Now, the German car maker has admitted that the marketing stunt from earlier this week was simply an April Fool's joke. There never was a plan to change its name to the ridiculous pun that is Volkswagen. But I'll say it again. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Volkswagen, it works. Yet again, Chinese EV maker XPeng has reported strong deliveries for the month of March, as well as for the first quarter, signalling that its sales momentum is still intact. This March number represented a 384% year-over-year increase and a 130% month-over-month growth. Over in America, Biden proposes spending $174 billion to promote EV and install 500,000 charging stations across the US. As part of a sweeping infrastructure announcement, Biden wants Congress to approve $2 trillion to re-engineer America's infrastructure and expects the nation's corporations to pay for it. Speaking of big money in America, the first Hummer EV has sold, and that was for $2.5 million at auction. So as you may or may not know, it's really commonplace in America for the very first example of a new car to be auctioned off for charity. And that's exactly what happened over the weekend with the new GMC Hummer EV reaching the whopping amount. That's all your EV news for this week. Be sure to catch this podcast and all previous ones via our website. That's ev-comply.co.uk. And from everybody here at EV Comply, have a top weekend.